Scots and so.
Well, this network on Scots. Your ear breaks ruined my intro again. Yo, folks, what's happening? It's Codate, my dog here, and welcome back to the IndiScots Scots with Soul podcast. It's week 56, and YaldiTime's here. There he's there. That's the guy who just hit you ear rape version of the intro. Well done, Yaldi. How are you doing this week, son?
Can't prove anything. That is out of order. Can't believe you would accuse me of that.
Well, I'm accusing you of it, right? Deal with it. It was you. I know it was.
No, I'm an angel.
You're a bad
What are you
man.
on about?
ReaperSteve is joining us. How are you doing,
Hello.
ReaperSteve? ReaperSteve is
Yeah,
of the
not bad.
Welsh Gaming Network. Good to have you with us, dude.
Yes, thanks for having me.
And SMviper
appreciated.
makes a return this week again as the co-host. How are we all doing? How are you, Viper? He was meant to be working the night, wasn't he? And then he's like, I can just imagine your conversation with the gaffer. Right, you, I told you I wasn't working late on Sundays. You better let me go or I'll fucking party, man. Sacked.
And they go, "Alright,
Turns out he
cool,
gets
aye."
sacked.
I'm like,
No,
That
I
was-
do MMA.
no, there was the what I was annoyed at, right, is in like where all the rotas are, right, there is a big note, right, a big note in capital letters that say Viper no do late Sundays. Viper do every other day, not late Sunday.
Gaffer, like,
So you're working
Viper,
till
I got
10
you in
you're
late
working
on
till 10
Sunday.
o'clock on Sunday. And I'm like, bitch, what? No, but shout out to Jack.
Is that the guy that's covering you?
Yeah.
Called it.
Thank
Total
you,
legend, man.
Jack.
Total legend. But Steve, good to have you with us, dude. How are you been? And tell us a wee
Yeah.
bit about yourself.
So thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm part of the Welsh Gaming Network. I actually have many fingers in many pies. So I work with WGN. Originally worked with WGN as their stream team manager. Then decided to branch out a little bit more, working within like esports. So I do bits and pieces as far as like casting, stage hosting, stuff like that.
Nice.
And I
Did they
also
enter,
play-
when it comes to Insomnia? Did they enter like that? Any
Yes,
events?
yeah. So for the last 3 Insomnias, I've done I've done booth casting. So I worked with like Razer, companies like Game for Belong. I also did Extreme PC UK. They had a booth in the last one, so I was streaming from their booth for 4 days,
Oh,
which
epic, man.
was 8 a.m. starts to get in there, and then get through security for 8:30, and then get onto the booth for 9 was just horrific after like pub quiz and all night drinking and everything else.
Aye. We were there at Insomnia in April, man. It was such a good laugh. Pub quiz is epic. That was our first Insomnia. We were there. It was fucking brilliant. Absolutely loved
Pub
it.
quiz is definitely up there.
But ReaperSteve, you were telling us about how you were working at Insomnia and what you were doing there. You were working
Yeah.
at booth casting. What exactly is booth casting?
So companies like Razer, there's some big brand companies that go to Insomnias. In the expo hall, they'll have stands with PC set up for streamers to use.
Mhm.
And you can go on to the stream. Or you can go onto the booth, basically. You can book slots and time in. But I've like some friends that work in some companies, so I've been really fortunate enough that they've approached me rather than me having to approach them to do it. Like the Insomnia I was talking about when we talking about our Dutch friends there. One of the companies I'd done a little bit of work for were running the Alienware booth. So they basically gave me a computer and 4 days, and they were like, "It's yours all day. Come in and leave. Come and go as you please. You know, stream as much as you want to stream. Just make the most of it while you can, kind of
Yeah.
thing." So that was really nice to do stuff like that. It was a little bit too loud. There was like the Fortnite booth was right behind us, so.
Oh, fuck.
So like little kids running over every 5 minutes going, "Oh, he's playing Fortnite for that," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing Fortnite because I know it's going to make loads of you come over and have a look at what I'm doing." You're walking around watching people play Fortnite, you may as well come over and watch me play Fortnite as well. But
Aye.
yeah, stuff like that's really like it's sick more than anything. Get to do some stuff. That
Like
you
I say,
wouldn't-
it was me and Yaldi. We were at Insomnia in April, and it was Candonian in chat. He's the owner of Candle Cup. They usually in the indie
okay.
section, and he invited us to go to Insomnia and work at his booth. But
nice.
there's you probably know Special Effect, the charity. They're always
Yes.
at every Insomnia. They're going to Resonate, which is the big gaming festival at the SEC in Glasgow.
Yeah, I
And
went there last year.
they emailed me, and me, Viper and Yaldi, us three have volunteered to work at the special effect booth on the
Good.
Saturday. So we'll be working at special effect on Saturday the 20th of July, sorry, at Resonate,
We'll be
guys.
cutting about the Sunday as well.
Aye,
but
we'll be
the
cutting about the
Saturday's
Sunday,
main.
but definitely come see us at the Special Effect booth. We'll show you what Special Effect are all about. They're a fucking great charity, and
They
we'll
are
be
very
doing more Game Blast. We'll maybe do some more charity stuff between now and February, but definitely come February, we're definitely taking part in Game Blast again. But aye, come and see us at Resonate, guys. We'll be at the Special Effect booth. I'm really looking forward to going and helping them, man.
Special Effects is one of those charities you look at, you're like, there's no need for them to exist. There shouldn't be a need for them to exist, but there is a need for them to exist, and that's disappointing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in the sense of, like, I can go to game tomorrow if I want to, buy a PlayStation 4 controller, it'll cost me 40 quid. Do you know what I mean? And it'll be whatever. But if I have a friend of mine who can't use a controller, they have to spend £300-400 on a controller that they can use so they can play games. They shouldn't be like that.
Mm-hmm. Aye, Special Effect come in as the middle guys there, and they go, yo, we'll just make it cost you 40 quid for your controller, regardless of what it is. And they're great. Aye, it's like fucking modern knight in shining armour, ain't it? Just
definitely.
cutting about helping the poor and the needy, man.
We did the, on April's Insomnia, we had 5 members of WGN and then a couple of my guys from my own community. We went to the Special Effects after party on the Saturday, and that was in the Weatherspoons bar in the NEC. And we sat there, we were drinking, everyone's having a laugh and a joke, and then you realise then why what your money's going towards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It makes it worthwhile, kind of thing.
Aye,
which is definitely good.
But we're going to move on to our first big subject to this week's podcast, and that is game. And sports, the game has been bought over by Sports Direct in a £52 million takeover. Now, Mike Ashley's the leader of Sports Direct. What he does is basically start buying up shares in companies that are making minimal profits, and then he eventually buys them over and completely cleans house through them. It could be a good thing for game overall, but Viper knows firsthand what it's going to be like for the employees. Do you know what I mean? So, what do we think about Sports Direct taking over game? Who wants to take it first? Viper, do you want to take it first?
Mike Ashley can suck a chode.
I think it might be a good thing for them, because game's one of those companies that if they were just going to sit there until they fucking inevitably just died, like a fucking old squeaky toy for a dog, and it just stopped squeaking one day and nobody wanted to play with it. Do you know what I mean? So like Mike Ashley, he does sometimes do good with companies. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to be, but 52 million quid. 52 million quid shows you how bad game is actually doing. If a big, massive, well-known company like that can get bought for 52 million, you know they're in a bad place.
Yeah, I'm going to correct what you're saying there. Mike Ashley does well for companies to then make them, to then get them
work for him.
Profit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get him money. For the employees, it's the equivalent to modern-day slavery.
Yeah.
0-hour contracts, which are fucking abominations and should be illegal. The way he treats employees is like utter shit, and does not care. He doesn't care for his employees at all. Me, like I said, firsthand, I lost one of the best jobs I ever had because of Mike Ashley. I worked for Hamleys, right? I worked for one of Hamleys concession stores in the House of Fraser. And as everybody in the UK knows, House of Fraser went to administration in the middle of last year. Mike Ashley bought over House of Fraser. Before this, Hamleys and House of Fraser were brother companies, and I don't care if someone sees this and tells me off, because I'm fucking exposing it. I don't care. They were brother companies. It made it very, very easy for Hamleys and House of Fraser to trade and everything. And as far as I know, after Mike Ashley bought them, they went, cool, see all your concession stores, we're going to do this completely differently. They're not going to go through your systems. We're not going to pay you X amount of, we're not going to take X amount of your profit a month and, give you, for numbers, take 90% and we'll take 10%, so you can stay in our stores as a concession. No. We're just going to charge you X amount of rent, and the X amount of rent we're going to charge you, your lead flagship store for concessions, Edinburgh, which the one I was in, right, we're going to charge them more than they could ever make at Christmas.
Wow.
They effectively
just basically,
bombed us out.
aye, just completely fucked you at
I
the
lost,
market.
like I said, I lost the best job I ever had because of Mike Ashley. I think he's a criminal. I think he's a crook. I think he's a downright dirty man. And
It's no how.
you know
Right,
what? He needs to get a pair of fucking jeans that fit him.
I do
There's a
agree
picture
with
that
you,
came out
right?
when he visited House of Fraser in
I do
Glasgow.
agree with the anger, right? I do
Shit.
agree and I understand the anger, but at the same time, he's just a guy manipulating the system. He's not made. Do you know what I mean? It's corrupt.
Can't he manipulate enough to get a pair of jeans that fits him?
It's just corruptness. It's just capitalism. It's the rot that's in the system. Do you know what I mean? He's one guy that knows how to play it like a fucking fiddle. Do you know what I mean? With no emotion. No, he doesn't give a fuck. He only cares about making money, and that's what businessmen are like. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, and I think the biggest, like the difficult part of it more than anything from like a game perspective, my local game store closed down the start of this month. So I literally had a game store within like 10-minute walk from where I live. The guys are brilliant. Mark is the manager of the store, like a personal friend of mine. Do you know what I mean? Like he's helped me out with a load of gigs. Like I do all the Comic-Con stuff down this end of things. Anything that he has like his way in working, he will always hook me up and he'll always say, do you want to do a panel? Do you want to do sign-ins? Do you want to come down and just play games on the stand? What do you want to do? He'll always give me opportunities.
that's quality.
You know, when he came to me and he said to me, like, you know, heads up in advance, you can see a postcard tomorrow, the store's closing in 2 weeks. I was like, fuck, what? How does that even
Aye, that's pretty much
happen?
at the blue, do you know what I mean? 2 weeks,
Yeah.
fuck.
What had happened, though, is the site that they were working out of, apparently they couldn't agree terms for reopening or something along those lines, I believe it was. But, like, game this year, I've focused so much on Belong, which is great for them because it's grassroots esports. It's always going to make the money. Do you know what I mean? They're always going to be generating cash. When they got deals with companies like Mortal Kombat, and you got deals with companies like Blizzard to make sure that they're the ones that are doing all the grassroots stuff as far as like Overwatch is concerned in the UK. You know, you got all these big high-level deals going through them to make esports grassroots in the UK. They're always going to lose the interest in the bricks and mortar kind of thing that funded their company and made them the best retailer of games in the UK. Like GameStation didn't last all that long.
No,
you know what I mean?
no.
Companies like that dropped out really quickly because Game were able to be like, well, we're going to do 3 for 2 on pre-owned. You know what I mean? We're going to do all these different offers and deals. So I think Game will always survive no matter what Mike Ashley comes in and...
Aye, there'll always be
fucks
one
around
game
with,
company
but-
on the high street. I do agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll always be one on
Yeah.
the high street, and it looks like it's got to be Game that's going to survive and be the one that's still on the high street. I mean, fuck, me and my
Perfect
friends were
example.
talking about it the other day, and we were talking about how
Yeah.
like Electronics Boutique is what it used to be before Game bought it over. And I
Yeah.
remember fucking, you'd go in for like a game you weren't expecting to queue for, and you'd be queued out the door away up to fucking like the ice rink, which was fucking 500 yards away from the Electronics Boutique store, man. Like, holy shit, man. You're stood there with your copy of Hogs of War, or like stood
Yeah.
next, do you know what I mean? Like,
Christ,
wow.
Hogs of War is less, you know, you made me feel incredibly old instantly there. Hogs of War.
Mate, I fucking never forget standing in that queue for Hogs of War, man.
I think the...
Yeah.
Go on, sorry, mate. Go on.
That's it. In terms like this is just me speculating as well, right? But this will actually affect the customer in a bad way. And one of the main reasons why is because has anyone actually ever seen Sports Direct's refund policy?
It's shit.
It's
really
no,
bad.
because it's not a fucking refund policy.
No.
It's you gave us money, thank you, you're not getting it back. And like, oh no,
They
genuinely,
have big mugs though.
They have big
Do
mugs.
they not even
Yeah.
do like a fucking, like a credit
Big
thing in
mugs and
store?
giant calculators.
They do have a credit thing in store, but that activates 24 hours after you bought it, and even then, there needs to be
Hogs
a
of War
reason
was
why
the
you're
ship,
returning.
Madcap. Hogs of War was the ship, you're right.
But there was like, for
Don't
people,
call,
for
see
example,
that guy,
I-
Captain,
yeah.
in chat, by the way, Steve. Do not
Yeah.
refer to him as his name. He's Madcap, right? He's not awesome, right?
Okay.
Not off.
He's definitely not awesome.
Yeah. But, like,
What were you going to say
they-
about gaming that, Steve?
Yeah, what are you going to say?
I was going to say, like, you know, from like a buyer's perspective, okay, we all play PC games, evidently. I know I can see Viper's got some PlayStation stuff in the background. I'm assuming, Yaldi, you do console stuff as well as PC?
Bit of both.
Bit of both, yeah. I know quite easily that if I wanted to buy games cheaper, I literally log into my PC, go on companies like Kinguin, like G2A, maybe not G2A because fuck G2A with the going to charge you an inactivity fee and all that bollocks. CD keys, all that kind of stuff. And I know I can get my games cheaper if I wanted to.
Yeah.
The thrill of having a gamer's company that's on your doorstep or in your city is being able to go down there at 11:30 at night and queue like a moron for 45 minutes just to play FIFA at like 1:00 in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the thrill of it that everyone has lost.
The launch parties were always amazing.
Yeah, they were. They were unbelievably good.
Launch party for Fallout 4, we all got Fallout masks. Yeah. Like they had people cosplaying. They had a big, here we go. Yeah. They invited the first 10 people in to get their Pip-Boy editions. It was awesome.
I did. We did Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or 3. It was 3, I think it was. So back in the day, I used to do airsoft stuff. Airsoft's like paintball without paint. It's probably the easiest way of explaining it for people who don't know where it is. But anyway, we used to do stuff like that. So you'd have all like the military uniforms, like all the kit, all that kind of stuff. Great laugh, best like weekends I've ever spent in my entire life. Sitting in a muddy trench with 5 other boys who are all sitting there in Gucci gear with me and like smoking cigarettes and just chilling out and eating MREs. Like fun as hell without having to like put my life on the line kind of thing. But the game store that I mentioned earlier on, Mark, they closed down. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, they had like 5 or 6 guys of us coming down dressed up in all our kit, stood outside the store with guns in our hands at like 11:30 at night in the middle of like more or less like a town centre kind of thing. Where the fuck else could you get away with that?
I know,
FIFA.
They done the same in Edinburgh. It was awesome.
FIFA, they had the football players from the Swans come down. So Swansea City is where I live. Jack Army, all that kind of stuff. But the footballers come down and they were buying their games in front of us and that kind of stuff. It was like cool mixing with all them.
That's smart marketing. That's smart marketing.
It's sad. It'll be a sad day if game ever does close their stores.
Yeah.
But you look at companies like HMV who try to step into the game market.
Aye, who have got the games on their shelf and they're trying to cut in with the deals and that as well. And they make a good point with HMV, but you make a good point. Like they maybe be more sustainable because they've got the music side as well. Do you know what I mean? But that's another one that's hard hit with online. Do you know what I mean? You've got Spotify and just all these on the iTunes. Do you know what I mean? How can these companies hope to survive? Is my point. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Mike Ashley might be buying a sinking ship. Do you know what I mean? He might be 52 million quid doing. Who knows? People's like,
I don't think he's going to notice. I don't think Mike Ashley will notice if 52 million quid goes out from his pocket.
No,
I'm pretty sure he shits that amount.
But see, the thing is, rich people, Viper, he'd notice if 10 quid went missing. That's why he's fucking rich. Do you know what I mean?
I worked in the financial industry. I'm not going to name the bank I worked for or what. I can say what I did. I used to work for international payments. So my job is to send large quantities of money overseas to pay for products and that kind of stuff. And I'll definitely agree with Card on that when people notice if a tenner goes out of their account that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, man. Like, rich people notice that shit. That's why they've got money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
With so many digits in the bank account, and you're like, come on, mate.
So wait, hold on. So you transferred money from here accounts to potential. Well, I'm not going to say them, potential offshore accounts. Yaldi, taxman.
Candonian is push. Who's got my terrorists?
My job is to deal with large companies. So I deal basically my role, my job at the time. This was going back like 10 years now, given my age. But my job at the time was to transfer money from UK business accounts to international business accounts. So, like for example, say Game want to buy 150 new PCs for their store, but they're going to buy them from China. My job would be to do the transfer to China to pay for those products, that kind of thing. Those dealt with personal accounts with all the numbers in there, and you're just like, fuck, I wish I was rich.
Taxman, get him, taxman.
Yeah. I don't have a pen, so it's fine. I'm not reporting.
But
you won't believe what I do now. Instead of doing that, I went from one one evil to another evil.
Oh, you need to tell us now.
I am. Well, I say it's an evil. It's actually, it's a very good job. I work as an insurance claim handler.
Oh, so you're the guy that says no all the time? No.
Hi, sir. Do you know that because you were in an accident 2 years ago, you could get compensated?
No.
PPI was missold.
I work for a legitimate UK insurance provider, and I'm a claims handler for them.
That's the guy that
So-
says no.
You ring
Yeah,
up.
it says no.
You want to make a claim, you speak to me basically, and I'm the one that deals with your claim.
I'm the guy that says no.
Oh, so
I'm the guy that
thanks,
says
man.
Aye, we'll move on to our next subject this week. I've got it in the bot. It's under D2. But aye, we're not going to talk about Destiny 2. It's related to Destiny 2. So see how the past
Of course.
past few months we've been keeping up with CD Projekt Red and their policy for no working their employees too hard. Well, Bungie have took their lead, and they were going to do a fix for one of their guns, and they've said that it's going to have to wait because it's putting too much pressure on the dev team. So there's another good, do you know what I mean? I don't know if you've been keeping up with the CD Projekt Red, but they put a policy out and told everybody about it, and it's a non-obligatory crunch time. So when it comes to like crunch time for a game, people can say, no, I'm not doing overtime. Do you know what I mean? So they've got the actual ability to opt out. So Bungie's took their lead, and they're saying, like, listen guys, I know this gun needs a fix, but we're asking too much of our dev team now. It's going to have to wait. And I think it's a good example. Do you know what I mean? Like, the gun's a bit broken now, but see, when you think about it, people's families are more important than a gun being fixed in a week's time, ain't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think there's plenty of teenagers that would disagree with you on
Yeah.
that.
I don't even talk to my mum.
There's definitely like pod fanboys out there that are in the same boat. They're like, nerf the shotgun.
I'll be honest. I was the same with Roadhog in Overwatch. How I could be in my room and Roadhog could be in fucking Glasgow, and I'd somehow still get hooked. Like,
Right, I'll read a wee bit of the article, right?
The podcast just go that way.
I think it was the same with PUBG stuff. Like I played PUBG for esports, and there was a lot of stuff in the early days when esports first started coming around where we were like, come on, you got to be fixing this quicker, you know, and like there was an issue.
See, I can understand if the game's competitive, right? But Destiny's not competitive. People are playing it for fun.
Isn't it? I mean, they got the world first raids and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's more affected.
Well, it depends. Like,
there's no money on the end. There's no money on it. Do you know what I mean? There's no money in competitions.
Well,
and
is
stuff like
there
that.
is there any like weapons out there you can get in raids? But if you put them out online, they can cost like £100.
No in Destiny. No, you can't buy any weapons.
So
in Destiny.
you've not got like an EVE Online situation where like you can like transfer things in game for real life currency.
No. You like it's I read a bit of the article, right? Destiny 2 Lords of the World's burst-fire shotgun is overpowered. A recent change to the gun means players can activate its signature perk at will, doubling the number of bullets in a burst. Previously, it was a temporary boost after you killed an enemy. In PvP, that means repeatedly dying to the weapon, which can shut down super abilities in an instant. So you wait about 4 minutes to get a super, depending on how you play, you can reduce that. But it's roughly about 4 minutes, you wait in your super, and that's usually, it's like think of if you don't play Destiny, your super's like your kill streak, right? And then you're just getting instantly shut down with this weapon. So you can see why people are annoyed, right? But Bungie intend to nerf the gun, but not immediately, according to creative director Luke Smith, who says a quick fix would put too much strain on the dev team. The nerf will likely happen in July, Smith said during GuardianCon 2019 charity stream, giving the team plenty of time to work on it without having to put super long hours. We're having a conversation about, is it worth doing that, or is it better to preserve a work-life balance and ship it later in July? So like, I really, like I say, I really like the fact that they're doing this, and like he says, they're trying to go for a better work-life balance, and I think that's just a good thing. I do think it's a good thing, even if Yaldi's bored, right?
Right.
But can you
Let's
imagine?
give
Imagine
Yaldi something to talk about.
do I have anything for Yaldi to talk about? Oh, have you seen Monster Hunters getting a movie?
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't. I only found out the day. I only
It's been
found out
like
the day.
in development for like years now.
I'll be honest, I've never played Monster Hunter. I'm standing by ready to get shouted at, but I've never.
Sorry,
played
you've
it.
got. I've never played Monster Hunter either. It's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, that's fine then.
He
Thank
shouts
you.
at
I
you.
played that a little bit.
There was a minute where I was sitting there going, "I'm going to get slaughtered here in a second." I know.
I'm the only person here that likes Monster Hunter. I'll fully admit that it's not for everyone.
I'm more of an FPS dude. Do you know what I mean? Like I play games where I get to shoot people in the face because I can't do it in real life. Do you know what I mean? That's...
I don't
Well,
know. Get me
kick
wrong.
a big fucking T-Rex in real life either, but you know what I mean.
But have you seen?
It's not like I don't like Monster Hunter, but
I can barely jump.
What do
Yeah,
you think
I've
of
seen you jump.
the cast for Monster Hunter then, Yaldi? It's Mila Djokovic, ain't it? It's the main the lead.
I've not looked at anything because I'm like I don't look at stuff before it comes out.
No, I'm interested. Mila Djokovic, isn't it?
It's her that's the main lead. I've seen a wee bit of the trailer, and there wasn't any massively oversized swords or that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they need to get those daft fucking oversized weapons. I mean, come on, it's Monster Hunter. He had that big stupid shield that's 3 times the size of some cunt that turns into a tractor when you hit somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of game Monster Hunter is. It's just Japanese as fuck. It's good to watch.
Wait, who's making the film? Like,
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Is it an
J.J.
American
Abrams.
company or is it J.J. Abrams?
I just
Nah,
farted
I
something out.
just do
I
that,
just
but-
farted something out. He said, "Give Aldi something to talk about." I mean, Monster Hunter movie.
Monster Hunter film is being directed by Paulette W.S. Anderson, which explains why Mila Djokovic is in it.
Oh, does he always get a cast horse?
Yeah, he did all the Resident Evil films. So
Right, okay.
I think he did all of them. Yeah, he did. He did do all of them.
And hey,
See, that
Scurvy, how you
worries me
doing?
now.
Why
Yours
are
too.
you worried now, Yaldi?
Have you seen the Resident Evil films?
I
the first one
like
was
some of
good.
them. I like them, man. Like, I think they're alright. I know they're not the strongest of movies, but I think they're alright. Do you know what I mean? I know they're no, what's the word? True to the Resident Evil series as well, but I think
I can
they're
tell you what
alright.
else he did. He did Event Horizon as well.
Oh,
which
Event
is
Horizon's a
an
great
absolute
movie, man.
class film.
Yeah, Event Horizon's a great movie, man. It's one of those ones that's sci-fi, horror. Like shit.
It's one of those ones. It's like a sleeper thing, and I think I was watching it with my ex years ago. We were sitting over her house watching it. I was like, "Oh, it's a sci-fi film. It's meant to be really good." Put it on, got to the end of it, and I was like, "Can I just stay over here tonight rather than walk out to my car if that's okay?" I'd rather not get jumped by the bloke with the random face, like you know. But,
I think I'm going to be like that tomorrow because I'm well. It's not. I'm not saying I'm going to see it, but I might be going to see Brightburn tomorrow, depending on how I feel. And I'm kind of hoping it's going to be one of these films that every time I see a child in a red shirt, I'm going to slightly shoot myself. It's like, don't kill me.
I really like the premise. They're talking about fucking Event Horizon, man. I like the premise of that. How they've got this big drive that can make so much gravity that they can literally fold space time like a fucking piece of bread when you're making a sandwich, man. Do you know what I mean?
It's like
That's one way to describe it.
Like,
It's just
They do that with space time.
Like a sandwich and we are the bacon.
They fold space time and then they punches a hole through the piece of paper and then they unbend space time and they're away over here. It's a cool
like
premise.
Interstellar.
Is that what they do in Interstellar? No, it's a wormhole in Interstellar, ain't it?
Yeah, it's like a
Still
wormhole.
gravity though.
Yeah.
Interstellar's a mindfuck. He was the one that made the thing, but he was the one that went through the thing, and
I've watched it like 4 times. I still can't get it. So
it's supposed to, because what Interstellar is it's supposed to explore the possibility of a 4-dimensional being. Do you know what I mean? See, like if something, a 2D being that only lived on a 2D plane, it would not be able to perceive the 3rd dimension. Do you know what I mean? And we're 3D beings that live on a 3D plane. So he eventually becomes a 4D like entity because he can move time a bit, and that's what it's all about. It's such a mind fuck.
Is it like Shrek 4D? You guys ever been at Universal Studios and you get like Shrek 4D?
Aye,
4D,
it's like Shrek 4D. Aye.
Scratch panel number 3 for jobbies. Oh, that's real shite. That.
No, there was one that was.
I just realised what you said. I completely forgot what job he's meant for you people.
There
I
was,
say
there was
people are a really bad way.
there
That's
was,
not what I meant.
there was a story that I was told from a guy at my high school. When he was in S1, he went to Universal Studios and they went to go see one of these shows, and I think it was Shrek 4D. And what would basically happen is that there was a toddler in there, and the toddler
Oh, no.
literally just apparently the whole cinema started smelling this really pungent smell, and they thought that was supposed to do like with a swamp and stuff. No, this toddler had just pulled it and took a massive shite, and then just went and sat back down.
Vipers like that. You get the smell done. That's really good. That smells. Smells like a good swamp.
It smell exactly how it should do. It's really weird. Yeah.
Man, that is a really good shite smell.
Fucking hell. Aye. We'll quickly move on to the next subject, and the next subject is something.
Last thing on 4D stuff, just to throw this out there. There's a cinema in Amsterdam. I only bring this up because I'm going there in August for the first time, and I'm not going to this place obviously, but I'm just going to throw it out there anyway.
You definitely go to this place.
There's a 4D adult cinema in Amsterdam.
What? So like, did someone come out and give you an actual hand? Is that what goes on?
No, apparently, from where I've read, and again, I've not gone to this place, and I've no intention of going there. Probably will,
shit.
but put the VR goggles on, that kind of stuff.
Tits.
No, you got to put the VR goggles on, and you have like everything in front of you, kind of thing you can see, and then you get like gusts of wind and water.
And a lady boy,
a
lady boy comes in and sucks your cock.
I was legitimately. I know when I was reading it, I was like, "Oh, that's really that's pretty cool." That is, when you get like water, and then I went, "There's not really much water stuff in porn, is there really? Other than like when." Oh no! And I thought, I don't really want to get like
I wonder if there's like the crew, right? Is it what happens? That
Puts the headset on that says Bukake. The Bukake experience, man.
What it actually is, right, is that you just got 6 employees
Fucking
around
hell.
you, right? They used to get a screen behind, and they've just got jars of mayonnaise just waiting, and they're just like,
oh, I got flicking that. That's fucked up. But yeah, there is a 4D porn cinema.
and they just rub it on the face, like, there we go.
It sounds like one of the things you need to put on your bucket. 4D porn cinema in Amsterdam. Must do that before die. But
booking tickets right now.
Scum has released a new update. Scum, the multiplayer survival game with an oddly specific focus in Dex, because that's what we focused on the last time we spoke about Scum. It's Dex Leader, right? Finally has female characters introduced in today's Man-Eater update. I fucking love how it's called the Man-Eater update. And they're introducing females.
That's perfect marketing.
The first iteration of women prisoners is still somewhat limited compared to the male characters, but they do have one thing in common. Just like our male prisoners have penis sliders, our female prisoners have a breast slider. It works the same way for both. Developer GameSpires explained, at the moment there are still no tattoos on our ladies. Don't panic though, because we're adding them ASAP. Time wasn't on our side and we had to prioritise. So they prioritised a tit slider.
They prioritised tits over tattoos.
Yes. It's a company with their priorities in the right place. That is some good shit. How you doing, Chaos Monkey? But I see, if you were a game developer, you've got to get your priorities in straight, and you've got a tit slider you're going to add. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair play to them. You know what I mean? Like, you can't overwork your people. Just do the breast slider, boys. Just boys and girls, just get the breast slider. Get that finished for us.
We just need tits.
Like, but what about the tattoos? No. We need the breast slider done first, and then we'll move on tattoos.
Tattoos can wait, because we need the breasts to put tattoos on. I mean, think about it.
And then there's just the guy in the background going, "We're gonna get sued." It's got bad news written all over it.
There needs to be somebody at the company fear about getting sued. Do you know what I mean? But I do like how the sliders work. How it's like a certain amount of points. So if you want like really big breasts, you're going to be shite at everything else. Do you know what I mean? So fucking you've seen the streams they Scum, and people are on the start slider, man, and they're just got this horse cock and no other abilities.
I played on the Scum when it first came out. I thought it was a really, really good survival game. Like, it brought aspects of DayZ and stuff, so all the other survival games you're like kind of brought up on as gamers, and then the thing of Rust where you can just have a boat with a giant knob running around, and you're like, well, why not?
Why not? It's a computer generated world, and we can have what we want. Way, big
The
cocks.
prison purse. The prison purse is quite a good idea as well.
We never achieved anything in Scum. I think we did a 2-hour stream where our mission was to get to the dam and take a shit off the edge.
Fucking priorities. Yes. Did you ever manage to take a shit off the edge of it?
Yeah, there's clips of it.
Yes, Corey.
I'm pretty sure there's a clip of Kelly getting shot in Scum, and I just remember him being shot by someone in a gimp. Man. I'm like, is this what Scum? Was it Stubbs? Is like, this is what Scum is.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Nothing says IndiScots like getting shot by a guy in a gimp mask.
Next subject for the night then is the fact that Nintendo Switch have started doing gift cards. And if you've got a gift card, I think you get a 50 quid gift card and you can redeem one game. And you get 100 quid and you could redeem 2 games. And I'm sure that's cheaper than when you would usually buy 2 games on Switch. But are they 60 quid a game or something like that, isn't it?
Depends on the game.
Aye. But Newegg are doing a deal as well on the gift cards to get more money off the gift cards. So if the gift cards is actually saving you money on games, then the Newegg getting the deal as well. So if you're planning on buying a couple of games, use this code on Newegg, there it's there. Nintendo Switch games are notoriously expensive. I don't know, like I say, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't have a Switch. But there are a few reliable ways to save yourself cash. The Nintendo eShop regularly has sales. The company began offering a pair of game vouchers for 100 quid to players with a Nintendo Switch online subscription that you can then redeem on 2 games, saving yourself up to 20 quid. But on top of these deals, there's another way to make your money go even further, and fewer people consider gift card discounts. So currently at Newegg, you can save 10% on a 50 quid Nintendo eShop gift card by using the promo code. There's the promo code there, guys. EMC TBV T49 at the checkout. That translates into getting a 50 quid gift card for 45 quid. So there you go. Save yourself a £5 on that, and then you're saving. So if you're saving yourself a £5 on each gift card, and then up to 20 quid, you're saving yourself up to 30 quid on buying 2 Nintendo Switch games. So I just thought I'd share that, even though I don't have a Nintendo Switch, because saving money's a good thing always for games, isn't it?
I've looked into getting the Switch, but I've never really put too much time into it. I wouldn't know where to start, really.
I really like the idea of the Switch, and I did see it. I did see the strength of it when we were at Insomnia, and we had a couple of hours to kill. And Yaldi's like, "Yo, let's go just sit about and play the Switch." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Aye." Do you know what I mean? You really get this. It really shines in somewhere like that because it's not a Game Boy. It's not a handheld console. It's a console with the power of a fucking other console. Do you know what I mean? And you can take it on the move. It's not a PS Vita. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel limited.
I'd be looking at PSPs.
PSPs were really good. PSPs were really good at the time. They had some really fucking good. One of my favourite games ever was released for the PSP. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. It was originally a PS fucking P game, man. Like it's so good. Even on PlayStation 3 and 4, it's such a good game, man. And they made that for PSP. It just shows you how much money they pumped into it.
I was looking at it because I went to the last Resonate, and the company went up there with. They flew me up on the Friday morning. So I got a flight from Cardiff Airport to Glasgow. It takes like an hour and 50 minutes. Went straight from the airport to the gig. I was like on stage right up until the Sunday. So the arrangement was they were going to fly me up on the Sunday, fly me up on the Friday, fly me back on the Sunday because I work on the Monday morning. Guess on the Friday the guy's like, look, we'll sort out your return flight tomorrow. You know, get on the stage, do whatever you got to do, and then we'll sort it out afterwards. So yeah, fine, sound. So it goes out for dinner in the evening, and still like looking around, going, when are we going to sort out the flight? Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to make sure I'm definitely going to be able to go home from Glasgow because I can't afford to move up here and all that. And then laughing with him, he's like, no, that's fine, we'll do it tomorrow. Like, right, okay, gets into the SSE, on stage for a couple of hours, gets off, goes have a chat with him. I'm like, right, what's the score tomorrow? And he goes, look, I've had a look at flights. There are no flights to Cardiff tomorrow. I was like, sorry, 1 second. Say that again. let's just run that by me one more time. He's like, "There's no flights to Cardiff."
He's like, on the fucking M74 with a sign like that.
I just like sat there going, "I'm living here now. This is the way it's going to be." You know?
You get but have you ever heard of Megabus? It's got Darryl O'Brien on the side of it.
Yeah. No, he goes like, you took the job like last minute for us, and you've come up and you've done a really good job on that. So we're going to put you back on the train. I was like, oh, fuck, this is getting worse. I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. But as it turns out, they paid first class. So I went from Glasgow back to Swansea in first class, which is great. Nice. But it was 18 hours on the train.
Oh. Is that how long it is on a train?
There was 14 hours on the train, but there was an hour layover, so it's 15 hours total.
Wait,
I left at 3 o'clock, and then I got home at 3 a.m.
We really need fucking high-speed rail in this country, didn't we? We really fucking do, man.
You got to remember, I went from the top of the country to the bottom of the country.
It's ridiculous that we live on a fucking tiny one of the fucking. Our island is perfectly sized for fucking high-speed rail.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, Tokyo have the bullet train.
And do you know what I mean? Imagine there was a high-speed rail between fucking London and Glasgow, and like Glasgow or like London and Cardiff. Do you know what I mean? You'd have been down the road in 6 hours. You'd have been better off getting a train rather than a plane.
I wanted to buy a Switch just in case something like that happened ever again.
Aye, sitting on a train that was Switch would be really good.
Trains are amazing for Switch, and the fact we're getting the second they announced Skyrim for the Switch, I was like,
oh, you just imagine, but
I'll never be bored again.
Steve's fucking wheeling his PC on the train, man. Like, oh, fuck it, set it up, man. Get the monitor and that out, get it all plugged in. Cunts looking at me, he's like, I'll be here for 18 hours. Shut up, right?
There was a dude in first class, and I shit you not, I really wish I was lying with this, but there's a dude in first class, and like you had Wi-Fi and stuff in there. I'd never been in first class on a train, so it was like new experience. The perfect example of never experienced it. A woman walked up to the side of me with a trolley, and she went, do you want a sandwich, coffee, tea, drink? And I was like, oh, I'm going to cash on me. And she went, no, they're free. And I was like, what? And she's like, take a sandwich, take a biscuit, pack crisp, and a drink, and that's free as you. Like, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Give me them cookies.
Get in there.
That was like, I had 2 cookies, a sandwich, pack of crisp. But anyway, there's a geezer like sat opposite me, and he's on like a table to himself. And like all the seats are pre-booked, so like my name's on my seat, so I have to sit here. His name is on his seat, he has to sit there. But there's other people that are going to be getting on and like pressing it further down. So I'm like that looking at him, and I'm like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And he's getting like this power pack out of his bag, and he's like doing all this stuff like really animated. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look over after like 20 minutes, and he's sat there. I shit you not, with like a high-end Razer Blade laptop, and he's playing fucking World of Warcraft. on a train with on the Wi-Fi connection. I was like, that man has got it nailed down 100%. Man. Like, I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing and why he's doing it. But yeah, he's playing World of Warcraft on the train. I was like, I need to get a laptop, a Switch. I need to get something like on trains.
Aye, damn right. If you're going to do travelling like that, man, it's definitely a good investment.
Yeah.
Boredom is a killer.
Be sitting there playing Train Simulator. Like I could just see Yaldi playing Train Simulator on a train. Like I don't know why. I think you'd do it just for the sheer irony of it. You'd just be like, "There's like, it's like maybe, I am the train. I am the train."
Like, I'm doing it faster than you. You're shy.
It's like getting on an international flight and then playing like FSX. Do you know what I mean?
I totally would as well.
Like yeah. Like, sorry, so you can't bring a joystick onto the plane. Why not? I want to fly a plane when I'm on the plane.
Candonians, like, first class is decent. I just get a full private train because I'm mega posh.
Oh,
you get, like, the second you own a bit...
Yeah, puts a waistcoat on the train. There you go. It's ready to take me places now.
I've just seen what Unremarkable's put in the Discord, by the way.
Unremarkable Penguin? Go for it. Tell us.
He's finished off that Stream Deck thing that you can put on like a tablet.
Oh, nice. That is really good. Get a link in chat if it's possible. But aye, sorry guys, we're back now. McDonald's Wi-Fi. No, it's not McDonald's Wi-Fi. I've got good Wi-Fi. It's Potato PC. It's Potato PC. My Potato PC's over a year old now. It was a potato when I got it, and it's a fucking out of date potato now. So
can I ask a quick question? What did potatoes ever do to us? Like, when did potato become like the branding of like, no, this is potatoes are awesome. If you bake it, you make baked potato. You chop it up and fry it. You make chips, like egg crisps. Like, what did potatoes ever do to us?
They conduct electricity, but they'd be a shit computer.
So there you go.
But they can hold Minecraft bricks. They have a
Aye.
memory of one Minecraft.
Let me finish off reading this thing from Misaki, right? It does sound a little bit grim, yes, but the doom and gloom outlook has some artistic benefits too. Light looks more beautiful in the darkness, he said. Where there is something beautiful in the middle of a wasteland, we are able to appreciate it more. One jewel doesn't look like much when you have a pile of them, but if you find one jewel in the midst of mud, it's worth so much more. Now, he does make a good point there.
Sounds like an amazing TikTok. Just like all the high school kids, like, "Where's the jewel? Let me jewel."
Where's the jewel?
But it does make a good point.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of the reasons I think Leviathan feels so empty in Destiny is because it's opulent. Do you know what I mean? There's jewels everywhere, and it just makes it when you finally get to the end that you've been surrounded by all the stuff. So what's the point? And it's just that jewel that was locked in a chest. It's no different for the other jewel that I just walked past. So I do agree with him on that point. Like, a dark world means you're able to portray beauty a lot more because it's no in amongst other things that are diminishing it.
Shit. Sorry.
The jewels of Susa.
Apologies.
One other daft story. We'll see this how we've got time. And it's the islands of Summeroy in Norway are looking to abolish time. Like, they want to just get rid of time. So we'll read a wee bit of this story, right?
Fair play to him, though.
Exactly. It's like one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is because if they do it, I'm definitely going to move there. That's it, man. Like, I'm fed up. Like, I don't have a sleep schedule, and I'm fed up with people saying to me, "Oh, what you doing getting up at 8 o'clock at night?" Like, I'll get out of my bed whenever the fuck I want, right? Have you ever wished that you had more time in the day? Well, you're not alone, folks. On an island in Norway. Folks on an island in Norway feel the same. That's why they want to abolish time altogether. The reason? So they can have more time. The bombastic idea is the brainchild of somebody at island resident Kyle, I'm just going to pronounce that, Kyle of
I think that's Yell.
Jedvig.
Yell?
Who recently met with a member of the Norwegian Parliament to submit a petition that would essentially get rid of time, at least on their little island. You have to go to work, and even after work, the clock takes up your time. I have to do this, I have to do that. My experience is that people have forgotten how to be impulsive, to decide that the weather is good and the sun is shining and I can just live. Now that's a fucking outlay. That's a fucking outlook that everybody should take on, but it's like, mate, you live in a wee island. No, I mean, it's like... Yeah. Do you know what it's like to go to work like a normal person? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the economy like in that island? That's what I want to know, man.
I kind of feel like it's the same thing with places like in Alaska when it's like dark for 6 months of the year. What is the point in having the time? Do you know what I mean? Fucking completely dark for like 3/4 of the year. There's no point.
Aye, please do confirm that with Kong, because I definitely butchered that. I'm Kyle.
Yeah.
Fucking butchered, man.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, you when you get to places like the Arctic and stuff, you get like, it's like 11 p.m. and it's like bright sunshine because the sun like literally never goes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just goes like wee.
Can you imagine that bit, man? In fact, I know exactly what it's like to go to sleep when it's dark and then wake up when it's dark. I know exactly what that's like.
Well, right now, in like where I am in Edinburgh, we're kind of at this really weird bit where it's not really getting dark. Like we like Edinburgh's like just high up enough. The same with Glasgow, probably. About 1 o'clock in the morning is the darkest it'll get.
Did you know,
like
mate, that the fucking when China built the Three Gorges Dam, it fucked up the Earth's rotation a wee bit. It might be the Three Gorges Dam. It's pulling the Earth's rotation down a wee bit. Damn Chinese and their fucking dams, man. When they built that dam, I think in 2011 it was complete. Astronomers noticed that the Earth was spinning slightly slower because they built a fucking dam.
Serious?
Yeah, seriously, they dammed the Yangtze River, one of the biggest rivers in the world, and because the amount of water they're holding back, it slowed the Earth spinning.
Jesus Christ.
It was only by a couple of miles an hour, like maybe 10, 15 miles an hour, but
it's enough to notice.
It's crazy, man.
I wonder if like we put enough rockets, what would happen if we just start spinning the other way?
Oh mate, you don't want like, can you imagine the Earth was fucking tidally locked? It was just one side of the Earth facing the fucking sun. Fuck that.
I know, if like we managed to spin it the other way, so we'd be spinning like, you know, the sun would rise in the west and set.
Why would we do that though? What would be the point? You just
For the bands?
like
Why not?
for the bands. For the bands. Right, okay, so if you imagine how much global warming that would actually cause, fire and rockets like that to slow the Earth spinning, you'd have much bigger problems than this problem. I mean, look at this picture, right? You just led in nicely to one of the other wee things that I sometimes don't go into. Check this picture, it's so fucking cool. It's a Sled Dogs. They look as if they're walking on water, but it's actually the melt ice is melted on, and it's can't dissipate from above the ice sheet. It can't go through the ice sheet, so the dogs are actually walking on an ice sheet. But how cool does that photo look? And how fucked would those dogs be if Viper tried to slow the Earth's rotation down with rockets? Those dogs would be fucked.
Okay.
Mate.
No, that's the. Well, in other words, wait, hold on. We've just
You'd just
enabled
so what you're trying to say is
Madcap.
you'd fucking drown those dogs. Is that what you're saying, Viper?
No, I would not drown the dogs. Madcap would drown the dogs.
I think that like the biggest issue with us is like I guess I was gonna say the word species, but I mean probably best to say it as species. We're so fucking madcap on going for like, right, this is the way that we want things to work and this is how we should make it work, that we don't really realise the amount of fucking damage that we're doing in the first place.
I don't know where I fall. Right? It's like humans are never going to be able to fuck the Earth up as much as we think, right? See when humans are eventually gone, if the Earth was a sentient being, right? See the way you get really old trees and shit in cartoons, and they've seen many generations. Imagine the Earth, the planets were all planets, right? And thousands of years, millions of years after the humans are gone, Mars or Venus said to Earth, so did the humans really do anything? And the Earth would just be like, nah, it was like a fart in the wind, really, when you think about it. And it's so true, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Earth's been so much warmer than it is just now. It's been so much colder than it is just now. And we're just pulling carbon out the ground that was in the air beforehand. Do you know what I mean?
Like, the way they're wording everything is the problem. The wording is like, oh, the world will end. It's like, no, the world will become inhabitable for humans.
We've got to be careful, and the only reason why I say we're going to be careful,
I agree with you. Yes.
If the ice caps melt, then we're in significant danger of like slipping off the Earth because the world's flat, obviously, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Then like we just slide off. Do you know what I mean? And that's it then.
Yeah, like it will be like, you know, when like, you know, if you ever like did you ever go gorge walking as a kid?
No.
Oh, I went gorge walking, and one thing they used to get you to do at the end is that they get you to sit in a row and basically make a human body dam. And what would eventually happen after a minute or so is that the water pressure would become a bit too much and it would start going underneath you and you'd slide away. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Here, we need to think of Australia because they'll be the first to go.
Yes, they will.
Like,
yeah.
Poor Australia.
Listen, just because you're closer to the ice caps doesn't mean you're getting drowned first.
No.
Yeah.
Water builds up, doesn't it?
Oh, wait. It won't be. We're a bowl, aren't we? Because the Antarctic is the big wall.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's so. No, sorry, they won't. They'll rise. It'll be like pouring milk into a cereal bowl.
Yeah, and then eventually, then the cereal just comes out over the top because it's just too full.
Wait, has anyone ever seen Ice Age 2?
No.
Go watch Ice Age 2 and you'll understand what I'm talking.
Right, guys, we've got to watch Ice Age 2. But I like
to
Ice Age 2 4D.
The world is flat thing. I'd like to drop that in on podcasts whenever I'm a guest because
we've done it a few times.
It's nice like dip it in when you're a guest of the podcast just to feel the room out and see if people are actually flat earthers or not as well.
Dude,
like
I'd literally had a conversation with someone who believed point blank that the Earth was flat, right? And his argument against me was, right, he says, if a bus is travelling at 30 miles an hour, right, how when it accelerates to 30 miles an hour, do I feel it accelerating, right? And he goes, so if the Earth is spinning at thousands of miles an hour, why am I not like this? And I was like, are you for real right now? Are you for real right now?
Literally one of the most insane fucking arguments I've ever heard in my entire life.
I was like... The guy was from Kenya, right? And there's apparently this thing in Kenya called the Atlas, right? And it depicts a flat Earth, right? Because it's a map of the Earth and it's flat. Obviously, a map's flat, right? But see, because he had seen this atlas, right? It's all he kept saying to me.
That is the way it is.
Trust,
Yeah.
I have seen the atlas. It is flat. The Earth is flat. You cannot convince me
You should
otherwise.
have bought him a globe.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
look,
I was like,
Spun it right out that one. They're gonna go, what the fuck?
Matt, house party like that. Who invited this cunt? Fucking hell, man.
have you seen have you heard about the theories that the Earth is flat, but we're not. It's not just this. We're in a dome. Like we're in like a terrarium.
Like
We are
like a glass
experiment.
house.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like
I can see that.
yeah, but it's weird. I saw the evidence, and you know when you're like, your thing is like, you know what? You've got a lot of convincing evidence. You're wrong, but
Do
you've
you think
got a
there
lot
was
of
ever,
convincing
see how
evidence.
like during the golden age of exploration, do you ever think there was like a Wile E. Coyote moment where somebody in their old wooden ship just sailed off the edge of the earth and it just kept sailing, and then it was the Wile E. Coyote moment, and they all look off the side, and as they look off the side, the ship just goes and falls.
Yeah.
I just totally imagine, right? Like you get guys like going to the edge of the world, right? Could you imagine guys like, oh man, I don't be here anymore. So he sets sail from Alaska, right? And he goes, I'm going to the edge of the earth. I'm going. I can't be asked. Did I get there? And he goes, was this some unspoken land I've never seen before? I'm an explorer.
Yeah.
Привет. And he's like, fuck.
Yeah, the Izzard thing.
The Russians. Fuck.
Eddie Izzard's one of his like famous things is, do you have a flag? Do you have a flag? He says like, the British went to all these different countries and they colonized loads of different places by basically going there and saying to the indigenous people, do you have a flag? And when they said no, they went, well, we do. And they stuck it down and said, this is ours now. Like with India, do you have a flag? No, we haven't got a flag. Well, we do. This is our country now.
You can have it too. Here's
They did it with
our
us,
flags.
and they did it with you guys as well in Scotland. Do you know what I mean? This,
Have you guys got a flag? No, but we've got this.
well, like a flag in the centre, and like, well, fuck, I guess we're British now. No, I think the whole thing with like the difficulty with like flat Earth and stuff like that is that organisations like NASA haven't really helped people who are. I use the word normal, and I use it lightly because I don't want to offend anyone. But like, they haven't really helped us by having so many things that could be doubted upon, like the moon landings. Everyone's like, moon landings never happened, never went to the moon. But like, yeah, okay, we could never have gone to the moon. They may have filmed it in some studio in the middle of like Cali somewhere or wherever. But why would they want to fake that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's arguments they want to fake it because the Russians were pushing ahead of them, and
Because the Russians had already won the space race twice.
Yeah, the Russians had already won.
There was
They
no
already
need
had
for them to
twos.
fake it.
They already had twos that-
The fact
They
that
did
people
already.
think America won the space race nowadays just shows you the power of fucking marketing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You can't watch a film like what's the film about? Not Mel Gibson. What's his name? Bruce Willis. Armageddon. America saves the day in that one. NASA's the only country that helped out.
Do you
in that
know
one.
NASA was actually created because America lost the space race to Russia.
Yeah.
When Yuri Gagarin went into space, America was like, oh shit, they've beat us again. We need to beat them to the moon. Imagine I says to you, yo Steve, I'm going to race you to that line over there, and then when you beat me to that line, I says, yo, I'll race you to the next line then, and then when you beat me to that next line, I done, there's this next line that I know you can't reach, and I will definitely reach before you. Do you know what I
I'll get there
mean?
before you,
Fucking,
yeah.
that was America
It
in the
was-
space race, man.
There was a movie that came out. It was a movie. I remember because Seth Rogen was in it. This was before Seth Rogen was made, and it was called Monsters versus. I think it was Monsters versus Aliens. It was a kid show,
Another
right?
one, yeah.
And at the very start of the film, the aliens land, right? And no word of lie, the newscaster says something amazing. He goes, and here we are in America reporting on an alien landing. The only place where aliens ever seem to land.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It is so true, but America, they only land in America because America's the only place with hillbillies, man, and shotguns.
Then
Oh
again,
my
though,
god, can you see that?
Let's land in the most hostile land we can.
You know the film World War Z?
Yeah.
Yeah. they did something which shocked everyone in Wales, as you can probably imagine. They came to Cardiff for one.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And I was just like that.
I was like, they're in Cardiff.
Yeah, but like, my brother was sat in the cinema and he went like, oh, they're gonna go back to America now, and he went.
They done quite a lot of the scenes in World War Z and George Square in Glasgow as well. You're watching it and fucking, I'm like, I've spewed
I
there.
am one of the extras.
Nice. I was in the cinema and we were like, you just say fucking Cardiff, and they went, yeah, you did. What the hell? Like,
it's like the whole of Wales is like that. Do you know that meme where the guys are in the whole crowd in the bar? I think it was the England, like when England scored a goal in the World Cup, and then the whole place goes fucking mental.
Turns out if you're recruiting zombies, recruit them from Cardiff and Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? They'll do your best zombies, man. They're the most vacantly minded cunts in a bit.
The best part is in the film, right? There's a bit where like there's like a scientist who's been zombified, and he's in the lab, and he's smelling up Brad Pitt, and he's like, and all I could think in my head when like the second or third time, I was like, wait, they're in Wales. I just totally picture him going, all right then, what's going on here?
yeah, legitimately that is. But then you had a Scottish bloke there, and you were like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, we're doing things. Look, the UK are getting recognition. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, listen, in a Hollywood production, yes. Brad Pitt in Britain, yes.
There was a cool story from the set of World War Z. That some guys, like, the thing is, you weren't supposed to drink or anything, and apparently these guys snuck in some alcohol and got absolutely pissed on set. Yes. So they were getting ready. They were getting ready to go, all going for it, right? And then they let the zombies through, and apparently one of them turned around and went, "Fuck, it actually happened." Is he playing 2 Nintendo DSs now?
Yeah.
Can we just get the screen on Yaldi for the next 2 minutes of the podcast?
I've put the screen on Yaldi a couple of times now, but that's pretty much all we've got time for, guys. We're going to call it an end there. What we do after the podcast, Steve, is we go and we're going to play Jackbox and like Scribble and stuff like that. You're more than welcome to come and join us for a while if you want. If you want to come and join us, folks, in chat, there's the link to the Discord there. Jump in the waiting room voice channel and we'll drag you into the stream live as soon as we get there. But thank you for watching. Thank you to YaldiTime and all of his amazing hats.
Okay.
Yes,
thank you to ReaperSteve of the Welsh Gaming Network for joining us. Thanks for coming, dude.
Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Pleasure, man. And thank you for SMviper for joining us as well.
Young college student strokes pussy on camera.
But yeah, like I say, guys, we're going to play Jackbox in a couple of minutes' time. If you're sticking about for that, it'll be on this channel in a couple of minutes. And if you're coming to join us, jump in the waiting room voice channel in our Discord. I've been Cod8 my dog, YaldiTime, ReaperSteve, and Viper. And if you want to check out our stepsister podcast, it's on the Folk Chronicles. Links are below if you're watching on YouTube, and type in Folk Chronicles, !Folk Chronicles into chat to get the links for that there, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all in a couple of minutes for Jackbox. Bye, guys.
Bye. Peace.
We'll build this network on Scots with soul. We'll build this network, Scots and soul. Build this network on Scots with soul.
Sort some stuff out.
No worries, dude.
I'm gonna have a look at what this guy was saying.